That right there is a burn-in. On today's episode of 3BQ, we're going to make some burn-ins. Stick around. Alright, here we are at our prep area. And we're going to go get started on these burn-ins. First thing I did here was I got these, whoa, camera's getting away from me there. I got these points, actually I got these briskets. I bought these whole briskets from a store that was on sale for $1.77 a pound. So I thought, what a good time to practice separating the points from the flats and also practice perfecting the burn-ins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 215 degrees internal temperature on this one and 210 degrees internal temperature on this one. I want to see which one is more tender to give me the desired texture that I'm looking for. And also on the smaller one, I'm going to go with some red pepper flake. You can kind of see I've already got some of it seasoned. I do want to show you the other side. I did not trim any of the fat. I did get the real hard, if there's any real thick hard fat, I went ahead and took that off. But for the most part, I left the fat on, and I just separated the points from the flat. I actually ended up with about 10 pounds of ground brisket, where I used the flat and just ground that up with some bacon and made hamburger meat. So it turns out really good. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the burn ends, and I'm going to season these with just regular salt, pepper, garlic, and of course red pepper flake on this one. I'm going to go with a Thai inspired barbecue sauce on this one as well, just to get some different flavor profiles and see what we like best. So I'm going to go ahead and season the other side. I'm going to put them back in the bag, and I'm going to let them chill in the fridge for a little while and do kind of a dry brine. I got some other stuff going on in the pit right now, so probably somewhere around 5:30, 6:30 this morning, we'll go ahead and throw these on the top rack and get to cooking them. So we'll see you back at the pit. Okay, here we are. We got the points up here on the top rack, and I got both of them over there. So on the left is going to be the one that we're going to take to 210, and the one on the right is the one we're going to take to 215. With the size and weight, they'll probably come off about the same time. As you can see, we've got a couple other things on the pit there. Got 6 pork butts going, so this is going to be a fun cook. We got the old Country Wrangler loaded to max capacity. See when we, I don't think I'm going to wrap these. I'm going to let them run all the way through. But I will show you a shot here when they get about 165. Alright, I know I said I wasn't going to take another picture till 165. But, I really just couldn't pass this shot up right here. That is just some of the prettiest looking bark. And I just can't wait for it to get better. So, that one's coming along nicely too. But, this corner here is really starting to look good. So, butts are coming along pretty nice. About time to wrap those. So, but this is a burn-ins episode. Be back in a little bit. Alright, I'm going to try to get these as good as I can. We're still not quite there. This one's at 180 degrees internal. That's the one we're going to go to 215 on. And 171 internal. And we're going to go to 210 on it. Try to focus on that. Just beautiful bark. Beautiful. No wrap. So next time you see me, we'll have these rested, and I'm gonna cube them up. So when we come back, I'll be cubing them. So we'll see you then. Is it on? Okay. All right. So here we are. We got our point off of the pit. I pulled this one at 210, and I've let it rest now for about 25-30 minutes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it up into chunks, into little bite-sized cubes. And I don't have my gloves on. Alright, so here we are, and we went ahead and got this point off of the pit. I went ahead and pulled this one at 210, and as you can see, it turned out tremendous. I'm really excited to cut this up into cubes, put some barbecue sauce on it, throw it back on the pit for about 30 minutes until the sauce really sets. And what we should have is little bite-sized tender morsels, sugar cookie kind of. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this up. Kind of excited to do this. Hope you can see it pretty good there. And you can cut these up into any size chunks that you want, but I really just want bite size. So I'm going to cut it like this here first. Oh yeah, look at the steam coming off of that. And don't worry, I'm not going to squeeze it. There's no need to squeeze that. You can see how juicy that is. So, oh man, that's good. So I'll just take little pieces like this. Trim it like that, throw it back in this bucket. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the whole point here. Put barbecue sauce on it, throw it back on the pit. We'll see you then. Alright, so I went ahead and got everything cubed up, and this is the one that we pulled at 210, and this is the one we pulled at 215. I went with the classic tomato-based barbecue sauce on this one, and I went with a Thai flavor profile on this one. A little bit of both here, you know. I did do something different to this bark that I didn't do to this bark, and I'm really liking this bark here. So, but for tenderness, and that's kind of what we were going for, was the 215. So if I was going to make this again, I would definitely do what I did to this bark and then take it to 215. So now all I'm going to do is mix it together, put it back on the pit for 20 minutes, let the sauce set, and then I'll try it again. Alright, well, after we completed the test, and the main focus of this was to see if pulling it at 210 or pulling it at 215 would give us a more tender bite. And I did do some different things with the bark. This was a trial error in many ways. I wanted to, practice on separating the point from the flat. 2, I wanted to start making my own hamburger and using the flat to do that. And I wanted to practice burn ends. So, and also my bark. What I did different on this one was, and I'll go ahead and tell you guys, it's really not a big secret, but the only difference I did between the two of them was celery seed. On this one I put celery seed. Of course this one I put the red pepper flakes, and I did put the red pepper flakes on this one, but I'm pretty sure the big difference is the celery seed. Not sure what it does. It has to be something scientific, but it does create a deeper, crispier bark that I prefer for my style. But when it comes to tenderness, it's definitely the 215. So if I was going to do this again, which I will, I'm going to do this style bark with a 215 and go from there. Really hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you learned something. I probably made some mistakes. Also, stick around. We're going to have some shout outs for some guys that found the mirrors in the other videos. And please go back and spend some time watching some of our other videos. Leave some comments. It really helps us improve. Helps us know what you guys want to see. And we really enjoy doing this. So thank you. Alright, I'm going to do just a real quick recap of the video that we had today on our burn ends. It feels like I kind of went fast and maybe I overlooked something, so I just want to do a real quick recap to make sure we don't miss anything. First off, I want to give a shout out to Chris Davis and to Thomas Veldhaus. In our pulled pork video, I purposely made a mistake and they caught it and left it in the comments. And what I did was I touched the handle to the pit with a dirty, contaminated hand that had raw pork on it. We have another video out there. It's in our mod video where I also made another mistake. If I can figure it out, I'll put the description. I'll put it in the description, the link, and you can go check that video out. See if you can find the mistake. Leave it in the comment of that video, and then I'll give you a shout out. I know it's late 90s stuff, the shout out stuff, but right now I don't know anything else to do. So get a shout out. All right, so what we did on our points was, now to recap this video. We had 2 points that we separated from a whole packer brisket. One of them was 4.5 pounds. The other one was 3.5 pounds. I removed all the decal fat, and then on the other side, any hard or really thick fat, we went ahead and cut that off. I seasoned them with salt, pepper, garlic, celery seed on one, salt, pepper, garlic, and red pepper flake on the other. You know, I cooked them at 235. It was a really long cook, but I had a bunch of other stuff, you know, on the pit. So it took a long time, like 8 hours, for them to get to the temperature that I wanted. One of them we took to 210, and the other one we took to 215. So, you know, it's not going to probably take that long for you, but it may. So don't go off time. Go off temperature and feel. Also, I didn't wrap them this time. So let's talk about the things I like the most. Well, I like the bark on the one a heck of a lot better than the other one. And I like the tenderness in one more than the other one. What would I do different? Next time I would take them to about 165. I'd wrap them, finish the cook off with it wrapped, save those juices to add back in, you know, kind of like you do with the pulled pork. I think Malcolm Reed actually does a really good video on burn ends. So if you want to go check him out, I don't know how to do all that link and stuff, but everybody knows who Malcolm Reed is. How to barbecue right. Go check him out. He does a really good burn ends video. And so that's what I would do next time. Again, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel. Please leave a comment. I know comments seem silly to some people, but the more comments and the more traffic that happens on our videos, the faster and the easier it pushes us up to the top of the search. Also, we're like 93 viewers or 93 subscribers. And man, if you know somebody that is interested in barbecue, have them subscribe to our channel. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. We're going to keep coming out with new videos, and we're going to have fun doing it. So thank you, and have a good day.